Have you ever been jealous before? Have you ever wanted somebody else's life? And if you did, would you actually admit it? We're going to get into that plus some other things today in today's topic, overcoming jealousy. And these are some tips on how to do it. So let's get started. So y'all know I like to look up the definition of stuff. And if you don't know that, now you know. The definition of jealousy is an unhappy or angry feeling of wanting to have what someone else has. Jealousy is a natural emotion. We've all felt it, even God. It's actually in Exodus 20, verse 5, that he says, I will have no other God before me. And then somewhere else he says that I am a jealous God. Everybody has felt jealousy at some point in their life, but I think it's the only emotion that is hard to admit. It's a common one, but it's hard to admit for a lot of us. Because admitting that you're jealous means admitting that you're in lack. The root of jealousy is actually a poor self-image. So if you admit that you're jealous, it's admitting that you have a flawed image of yourself. Isn't that powerful? I grew up with a very flawed self-image, especially when it came to me being a man. I didn't really like sports like that. I didn't have my own circle of guy friends to affirm that masculinity or that manhood in me. I was very sensitive, very timid, so I longed for the opposite of that. And I actually didn't have to look far for that opposite because it was none other than my older brother. My brother Nick has always been fearless. He's always kept a circle of guy friends around him. He was good at every sport. All the girls wanted him. All my female friends wanted me to hook them up with him. And this was back when light-skinned dudes was in, okay? So times have changed now. No, but I've always been inspired by my brother. He probably doesn't know this, but although I was in total admiration of who he is and who he was, I was also very envious of him. And he seemed to just have all the qualities that made a man. And it seemed to come so natural to him. But the best quality that he had was that he never judged me. And this leads into my first tip. If your jealousy stems from a simple admiration, try to hang out with the person that you're jealous of. It can actually be fuel for motivation to gain those same qualities. We should all take on a, if he can do it, I can do it type of mentality. Me and my brother grew up best friends with each other, but it wasn't until these recent years that our connection grew deeper. I started hanging out with his circle of friends, and even though I couldn't really relate to them in the beginning, the more I hung out with them, the more I realized that we actually do have things in common. Some of them are just as sensitive as I am. We retired our mom a couple of years ago and we became business partners. So there was a lot that I could learn from him and his work ethic and his integrity. And he can sell ice to an Eskimo. So I looked up to him in different ways in these recent years than I did the younger years. This past year has been rough for me. I'm sure most of you know that. And so he has helped me to maintain a healthy perspective. And his fearlessness has inspired me to step out of my comfort zone, especially during a time like this. That's why I think it is important to see if you can forge a connection with the person that you're jealous of. Not only will it humanize them, because sometimes we esteem that person to be greater than us, more valuable than us, but you can learn from them. And none of us are above learning. We're all students at the end of the day. But if you start having thoughts about trying to like poison their food or something and taking their life, then you might want to skip this tip. Okay, this tip ain't for you right now. Tip number 2, I would say, is understanding that what God has for you is for you. The first scenario is that your boss calls a team meeting and he discusses some changes that are going to be taking place at the workplace. And one of those changes is your coworker getting promoted to the next level. You've been working there probably longer than they have, but that position went to them. Another scenario is that you and your friend are probably both in the same industry, the entertainment industry, be it acting, modeling, singing, dancing, but they're getting booked left and right, and you are not booking any gigs. It's only natural as a human to feel some type of way about that. You'll feel that lump in your throat, or your stomach will sink at just the thought or the news that they have received, and that can hurt. But that's okay. It just means that you're human, and we've all felt it. Moments like those not only test our faith, but our character. We may have thoughts that will have us thinking if God is really on our side. We may also have thoughts that will cause us to compromise our morals or our integrity and have us sleeping with the boss or the manager just to get ahead, because that's how bad we want it. But I am here to tell you this: if you have been putting in the work and you have been in the lab just working on your craft, doing what you can, putting in 10,000 hours, your time will come. That person who received that promotion, or your friend that booked that audition, probably deserved it just as much as you have. I think it's important too in those times to practice having a congratulatory spirit. And yes, that is a word. I looked it up myself. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it to y'all right now. Congratulatory: conveying good wishes or praise to someone in response to an achievement or special occasion. It may be hard to do. Trust me, I've experienced the same thing. But I feel like when you do that, it all comes back around full circle. You have this heart to want to see people advance, to want to see them do better. And you would hope that people would feel the same way about you. Give you your flowers when you reach a goal or accomplish a dream or something. We can all help each other during that time to promote each other to the next level just by being happy for that person. I truly believe that. And the third tip is recognizing and appreciating the intrinsic value that you already have. We may have to accept some things that may never happen for our lives. I will probably never have the body of Dwayne Johnson, and I'll probably never have the same money as Elon Musk. But that doesn't mean that I don't have inherent value within myself. I can also generate work ethic that will in turn generate the success that I want for my life, that's suitable to meet my needs. Appreciate how kind you are to other people. Not everybody is like that. Appreciate how your laugh makes other people laugh. Appreciate the clothes that you wear, your hair, your skin, your intellect, everything that makes you you. You probably be surprised at how many people are actually jealous of you. You may be the total package and not even know it, because you're so focused on wanting what somebody else has when you have just as many valuable things as they do. You just haven't harnessed that, and you haven't gone inward to actually take hold of it. If the root of jealousy is a poor self-image, then let's build that back up along with our self-esteem. Here's a bonus tip, and this has been said for as long as people have been alive, probably. Stay in your lane. What happens when you're driving and you swerve into somebody else's lane? A car crash. Social media can not only take a toll on our mental health, but it's also the breeding ground for comparison. And it's done at such high frequency and increments because you're constantly scrolling, seeing that other people are living their best life, so it may seem. So you can easily fall into the comparison trap if you let yourself. We'll see somebody managing a successful handbag business, and we'll try to go make and design our own handbags and probably be miserable at it because that's not what we want to do. That's their passion, not yours. Create a lane that is unique to your dreams and your goals and your life experiences. At the end of the day, I think we're all just trying to be great. But greatness doesn't have to come at the expense of tearing somebody else down or clawing your way to the top. There's room for everybody. So let's continue to love and inspire and build each other up so that way we can all stand at the top together. All right, that's enough for me today. Take what you want from this, but these are the things that I've learned because I have experienced jealousy for a number of years. But these are the tips that help me overcome it. And although I'm not perfect at it, I may still see some things here and there that I would want. But I have learned and have worked on myself enough to know that if they can have it, so can I. We are all given the same amount of hours in the day. I can put in just as much work, if not more, and gain even more success and achievement. But at the end of the day, our competition is not somebody else. It's who we were yesterday. And what can we do today that our future self can thank us for later? Thank y'all for watching. If you are new here, make sure that you subscribe, like this video, comment, share it to your mom and them. You won't regret it. I appreciate any support that I can get. I'll see y'all next time.